Thank you for joining us. I'm Brad Clonch.
And I'm Quin Tran. Diabetes is the leading cause of blindness, heart disease, and stroke.
It's a disease that affects more than 25 million people in the U.S. The largest population affected are Native Americans.
And that's why the American Diabetes Association is designating March 22nd as Diabetes Alert Day to encourage people to assess their risk for the disease.
The Chickasaw Nation has a comprehensive program to help citizens fight the disease.
One Chickasaw woman tells us how she conquered her diabetes.
I thought, well, you know, it's just a little bug. It's going to go away.
Ramona Miller learned quickly that it wasn't that simple. She was faced with diabetes.
They told me that you're diabetic. This will be the rest of your life, you know, unless you do something about it.
Ramona struggled with diabetes for more than 15 years before she decided to take charge of it. The Chickasaw Nation's Diabetes Care Center helped her manage the disease through a variety of ways.
I think this is probably one of the most comprehensive diabetes programs, definitely in the state, if not in Indian country altogether.
Bobby Sankey is the Diabetes Program Manager.
We offer a variety of services, from clinical services, such as seeing the endocrinologist or our physician's assistant, so we do medical services, medical treatment. We also offer educational services as well. We have a dietitian who's a certified diabetes educator, and so she can do a lot of nutrition education. We're standing here by the dental hygienist area. I don't know of any diabetes program that has a dental hygienist on site that just takes care of the diabetic patients. It's a huge service, I think, that's very innovative that we offer here at the Chickasaw Nation.
I've traveled all over the state, different locations outside the state. There is nobody in the state of Oklahoma that does a better job managing diabetes than Chickasaws, period.
Dr. Curtis Harris is an endocrinologist.
As near as we can estimate, about 26 to 28% of individuals who are Chickasaw and over the age of 50 have type 2 diabetes.
He says that's why the Chickasaw Nation is focused on providing the best treatment and prevention programs for its citizens to help them conquer the disease. A team of specialists travels to clinics within the Chickasaw Nation to help citizens with diabetes.
It's got the potatoes and
Patients learn about making healthy food choices, portion size, and counting carbs.
Because any type of food that has carbohydrates in it is going to raise our blood sugar. Control your blood sugar with what you're eating and then exercising. That's the best medication that you can have.
I started listening to the dietitian.
The dietitian's prescription of eating right and exercising helped Ramona get off insulin. She also lost more than 100 pounds.
Diabetes doesn't control me. I've got control of it. So as long as I can continue doing my diet and doing my walks, I'll be great. I think I can manage my diabetes. I feel great. Feel great.
The Chickasaw Nation's Diabetes Care Center provides many programs and services. There are prevention programs, for instance, the Kids Health and Fitness Program that targets children and adolescents at high risk for developing the disease.
We'll be sharing more feature reports on diabetes here on CNTV in the coming months. We know one way to help manage diabetes is through diet, monitoring what we eat. The Chickasaw Nation, along with the USDA, supports a program called Get Fresh. Get Fresh produces cooking shows, demonstrations, and classes in Ada, Ardmore, and Purcell to promote healthy eating habits.
The Chickasaw Nation supports wellness, and we are one of the programs that we do nutrition education. We get to teach people how to select beautiful produce, how to prepare beautiful produce, and we also throw in just healthy eating tips all the way around, activity, exercise. What we try to do is encourage people and empower them to make the choices that will help their lives be better.
The Get Fresh cooking shows are open to the public at no charge. To learn more about the program, visit www.getfreshcooking.com.
Voter registration is underway for Chickasaw citizens. Over the next month on CNTV, citizens voice the importance of registering and voting.
Here's Representative Lisa Johnson-Billy and her son, Mashili.
My grandparents didn't have the opportunity to vote for our tribal leaders back in those days because at that time the president would appoint them. And so when it became an opportunity for my grandparents and then of course my parents to vote, it was just very real to me. I want to pass that on because it's a family legacy. It's very important as a Chickasaw person.
As a young Chickasaw, it is important for me and others around my age to be active. There are many youth that I see that are extremely well educated. They have the capability to take in information, compute it in their minds, and go vote for someone.
We have a privilege, we have a duty, we have a responsibility, and we need to pass that heritage onto our children. As adults, that's our job to do that and to instill within our children that sense of pride, that sense of accomplishment, and that sense of knowing one vote really does make a difference.
Chickasaw college students need to know about an upcoming deadline.
April 1st is the summer internship application deadline. Internships are available in many different areas of study, including business, public relations, science, and public administration. Students get to gain real work experience at the Chickasaw Nation. The internships are 6 to 8 weeks. Students earn bi-weekly pay, receive a round-trip ticket to the internship location, and housing accommodations. To qualify, applicants must be a Chickasaw student between the ages of 18 to 25, enrolled full-time as a sophomore, junior, senior, or graduate student. This next story is a preview of an exciting event involving high school students near the Ada area.
They're teenagers from about 8 different area high schools. They're teaming up for this month in a robotics competition. 17 students are part of this team known as Metal Mayhem. The Chickasaw Nation sponsors and supports this robotic program to help young people be engaged in science and technology. For 6 weeks, they've been working on their robots, constructing it, wiring devices, and using computers to test and activate their robots. The competition is complex. Basically, the mission is to get the robot to move items, properly place them on rings, and points are given, and it's a race. The regional competition will be held in Oklahoma City March 16th through 19th. Thousands of teams from across the country will be competing. Students with Metal Mayhem have been working in a brand new space to fine-tune their robots.
We have this new home, this new building, so it just shows the kids that it's okay for them to be smart, and that's what they're doing, is they're actually branching out and touching into their intelligence level. For us to invest so much into science, into education, into what we're doing for our children, it says a lot because we're looking to the future.
You know what I mean?
The competition this month is part of the FIRST program, which stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. We'll tell you how Metal Mayhem performed in competition in the next episode of CNTV. From science and technology now to the arts, on March 26th, the Chickasaw Nation celebrates Youth Arts Month.
It's a time to let children explore their imaginations and creativity. This is the 4th annual Youth Arts Celebration Month. The Chickasaw Nation sponsors the event, and it's free and open to the public. Children get to do all kinds of art activities. Organizers say this event is a great way to advocate for the arts, and it shows children the possibilities of their creativity.
Another thing that I like about this event is that we have an opportunity to work with other divisions with the Chickasaw Nation, and they come in and help with the different types of booths. For example, we have nutrition services that come each year, and they have a booth that's concentrated on, of course, healthy eating, and their booth is always very creative with because it is art themed, and so they do a take on, I guess you would call it culinary arts, but one year they had fruit and they created these little animals with fruit, and so the kids could come and create their little fruit animal and then get to eat it. So that was fun.
The event is on Saturday, March 26th at the Chickasaw Community Center in Ada, Oklahoma from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and everyone is welcome to participate. We continue our feature series on young artists.
Meet a Chickasaw artist who uses modern techniques to illustrate traditional native patterns.
My artwork is kind of a bridge between the past and the old designs that are just a part of our culture that have almost been in a sense lost and that are just now making a real renaissance and return. My name is Dustin Mater and I'm an artist. I'm actually more of a visual artist in the sense of there is not like one particular type of art that I do. I'm a jack of all trades, artistically speaking. It's kind of like a symphony. One little piece picks up and then another piece kind of picks up, and but it all starts just with like a pen and paper and then just kind of goes from there. I hand draw everything first. There's one in here that's called Echoes, and it is of like it's a play on the old shell gorgets where they have like different masks or different faces, and they'd have like different kinds of paints on their face or different patterns on their face, and it's like the echo of our ancestors, the echo of what we come from, and every time we look in the mirror, what we see reflecting back at us. I'm Chickasaw, and it means to me a long, rich history. All the patterns are traditional patterns that would be used in like pottery and tattooing. There's a common motif in my artwork, which is the woodpecker, and it is a symbol of good luck and protection. Well, this one right here is called Spring, and I hand drew everything. First this is actually two different patterns that I've kind of combined together, taken from the old Pashofa paddles, and with the woodpecker eye. The green texture is all watercolor that I had put together, just kind of symbolizing the green in spring, and the wet kind of bleeding marks is kind of also that coming from that perspective of the spring rains. Chickasaw art and Southeastern American Indian art is alive and is not just something that should be in a museum and is dated, but is something that is alive and thriving. I think we're definitely part of the generation that is like really bringing back a cultural awareness, or at least helping bring a cultural identity to young people, and just kind of get in touch with the roots that have been kind of, displaced for so long. My art conveys something larger than myself. I don't feel like this art belongs to me. At this point, I'm just a caretaker for it, and to make sure that there is something to be preserved and to be carried on in the future. And I think all of us artists kind of feel that way, that we were just a vector for something larger than ourselves.
And Dustin's work was on display at the new Chickasaw Tourism Office in Bricktown.
He's also known for his artwork to promote Loak Shapala, which means fire and light. It's a play that brings Chickasaw culture to life.
Yeah, he has great detail in his work. I love it. We thank you so much for watching this edition of CNTV.
See you again soon.